All right, so today we are going deep on a verse from the Bhaja Govindam,
Okay.
Adi Shankaracharya. And this text, it's all about breaking free from illusions, like, the illusions of the material world, all those things that keep us from finding true liberation.
Yeah.
And we're going to zero in on the very first verse, which is kind of like the Spark Notes version of the whole philosophy,
Yeah. Yeah, the essence.
the essence of the whole thing. Yeah. Now, I got to say, the first time I read this verse,
Yeah, okay.
it's like, whoa, hold on. How many times does it say worship Govinda?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, we get it. There's something important here. But what's the deeper meaning? What's going on beneath the surface?
That's a great question. And you've hit on something really important there, because Govinda, in this context, it's not just about worshiping a deity, like a god or something.
Right.
It's a symbol, right? It's a symbol for the ultimate knowledge, the kind of knowledge that helps us see beyond, all the everyday illusions that we get trapped in.
Right.
And it helps us unlock our true potential as human beings.
Ah, okay. So it's more about an internal shift
Exactly.
than some external, ritual or something.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the verse, it starts by talking about mudame, which means like the deluded mind. So think about those times, you get caught up in the rat race.
Oh, yeah.
You're chasing that promotion, or you're obsessing over the latest gadget, whatever it might be. That's what this verse is talking about.
That's the mood of May.
Exactly. It's that part of us
Okay.
that prioritizes things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean?
It's so easy to get caught in that stuff, though. It just kind of sucks you in.
Absolutely. And that's why the verse introduces this really powerful image, Samprapt San Nihite Kaila, which essentially means time is running out, It's like that moment in a movie where the hero suddenly realizes, oh my gosh, the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the trivial stuff just kind of melts away, right?
Right.
Because it just doesn't matter anymore. And this image, it reminds us that we're not here forever.
Right.
Our time is limited. And when we face that reality, the reality of death, we realize that all those worldly things that we're chasing,
Right.
they won't bring us any lasting peace.
It's like a wake-up call, isn't it? It's like, hey, what are you really spending your precious time on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The verse is really urging us to think about our priorities,
Yeah.
And it's not saying that we shouldn't have goals or we shouldn't try to do good in the world,
Yeah.
but we need to see those things in a larger context, right? Because ultimately, Dukran Karain, even all our good deeds, our achievements, our actions,
Yeah.
they don't ultimately free us from suffering or bring us true fulfillment.
Okay. So it's not that those things are bad. It's just that
Right.
we need to be aware of the bigger picture.
Exactly. And one of the biggest things that this vase says is holding us back is emotional dependence. As long as our happiness, as long as we're clinging to external things, possessions, status, relationships, we're not truly free.
So worshiping Govinda in this context means seeking that inner knowledge.
Yeah.
That helps us detach from those external things that we're clinging to.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that doesn't depend on what's happening outside of us.
I mean, that's a tall order, but it sounds like it's worth it.
It is. It's a journey, but it's a worthwhile one.
So basically this verse from the Bhaja Govindam, it's telling us to seek true knowledge, to understand that chasing external things has its limitations,
right,
and to work towards overcoming our emotional dependencies.
Yeah, it's about finding that inner freedom.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, it is. And it makes you wonder, if you knew that your time was limited, what would you really focus on?
Right.
What pursuits would truly matter to you? How could this verse guide the choices you make today?
Definitely gives you something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.